please comment and ask questions in the comment section of YouTube and Spotify. And then don't forget to leave a review on Apple Podcast, because this that I'm doing is because I love what I'm doing. But I'm not just doing it in the void, I hope. I'm hoping that I'm impacting lives. I'm hoping that when I do this, that somebody reads a comment, or reads or listens to one of my guests, or listen to a podcast, or whatever it is, a post that I make on Facebook, a post that I make on LinkedIn, and it makes an impact. And that's what I'm going for. I am wanting to have it make an impact on other people's lives, because you've heard me tell my story. If you've been here before, that I had to restart my financial life. And it was because of content and my association with coaches and other things that caused me to be able to rebuild my financial life. So if I can speak that into somebody else, then my work is done. So that's one of the reasons why I want to be to do this thing. Because believe me, some days I do not feel like doing it. Okay.
I totally understand.
Some days I do not feel like, getting dressed and sitting in front of a microphone and talking, even though it's in my heart what I want to talk about, and I have it planned out. I have my talking points. I lay there in the bed and I go, not today. Okay. So when I do this, I'm just not doing it for me. I'm also doing it, well, I'm doing it for me, but I'm also doing it for you, because I want to make an impact. And the last thing I'll ask you to do is to rate the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So again, follow the Dr. Seb Talks Money podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And please comment and rate the podcast. Now, again, as I said, I have a special guest with me today. And my special guest is, you may have seen him before if you are one of my regular listeners, it's Anthony Weaver of About That Wallet. Now, please, he has some awesome content. And I'm not just saying that because he's
Oh,
here,
thank
okay?
you.
He has content on insurance, on um oh, tell me some of the
Think of
stuff. My
that.
brain just went like, "Bruh."
Well, first off, I do want to give a shout out to Beverly Harper. I actually met her for the first time. We are actually, we met doing the Experian credit chat, and we met through that channel on the panels for that on X. And then I actually finally got the chance to meet her in person at FinCon. So it's such a small world. I didn't know that she was already following you. This was amazing.
Well, oh, this is a different Beverly Harper, though.
Is it different, Beverly?
Yeah, this is a
Oh,
different Beverly, and
I'm
I'm
so
glad you're
sorry.
here.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here, Beverly, because Beverly is my. They talk about what is that book that written by Pat Flynn? It's oh my
That
gosh.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, he has written a book about your first 1,000 fans or something like that, he said. Beverly Harper has been my biggest supporter. When
Nice.
we worked together at it was in Lucent Technologies, and then it became Alcatel Lucent, and then became Nokia now. And we worked together. I started a tax business, and she was my first client.
Nice.
And then when I shelved that, when I was pursuing my doctorate, I shelved that, and then I started my personal finance business. She was my first client. And not
Mm.
only was she my first client, she'd been telling other people about the service, and she shows up at just about every single live stream. And if she's not at the live stream, she watches afterward and leaves a comment. So
Awesome.
that's
Awesome.
what I told her. I said, you need to be here because you need to win something. Okay.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, go ahead.
and what I would like to do, if it's possible, if you have room for the giveaway, I would like to give away one of the books of Bernadette Joy's book. I know I like to give away other people things, but for me, it's like I like to pay it forward, especially when it comes to books that you can get on Amazon. Um,
Yeah.
or you can just I might do a discount for my own products, but I know I'm supposed to be doing my intro. No, you did a little tangent. So, my name is Anthony Weaver, host of the About That Wallet podcast, where we help the sandwich generation build strong financial habits so that they can have the confidence in spending money, talking about money, and even making money. So, it's kind of all in a nutshell of what the podcast is all about. But I also do one on one coaching where we do like financial strategies. Again, I'm not certified, so this will be educational purposes only. So I just wanted to make sure that we put that out there.
Yeah, I'm certified, but it's still educational purposes because you're not my client.
Yes.
You're once you are my client, then I am liable to any advice I give. So anything we share here, of course, is going to be educational in nature. So again, please follow Anthony's YouTube channel about that wallet and his podcast on the various podcast platform. And Beverly, please stick around because we want to make sure that you're a part of the giveaway, and we're going to put the code. We're going to tell you what the code is for the giveaway shortly. But the first thing we want to do is we want to answer your questions. Do you have questions on YouTube? We have two YouTubers here. Do you have questions on podcasting? We have two podcasters here. Do you have questions on life? Well, we can share about life.
Yeah. Well, while they formulating their questions, one of the things that I've recently done for those of you who have YouTube channels, if you go to the back end, is it okay if I share my screen?
Mhm.
So, so I could just show everybody in live, I guess.
Yeah. Do I need
Um,
to give you permission or something? I don't know.
well, I'll click share and then you have to bring it up.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this is my channel. Obviously, you see Dr. Sev talks right here. Uh, so if you go here, click on the icon and you go to YouTube Studio. Once you're at YouTube Studio, you want to go down to, I believe it's community. No, not community. Where it's at? Customization. That's where you want to go. Inside customization, you want to scroll you want to get to the tab where it says home tab, which is right next to your profile. And you want to scroll to where it shows. So I'm gonna play this stuff. Where's my stuff? Oh, duh. It says layout. And it's a little question mark, and you click on learn more. This is the one. No. I just changed it. It's like I just changed it recently. Um because what it did was it allowed for me to change the way on how things are being interacted on my profile.
Oh yeah, I did that some time ago, so I don't even remember what the
Yeah,
steps
it was a
are.
while ago.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
are a YouTuber, again, we're entertaining questions about YouTube, podcasting, life, personal finance. If you're a YouTuber and you want to follow up on what Anthony was trying to show you, just go to his YouTube and ask a question on there, and he will follow up with you.
You know what?
Um,
I found it.
you found it?
Yeah,
Okay,
let
go
me
ahead
go.
and share.
It was it wasn't
Yeah.
hidden. It's just I was flying through it because I was kind of
Okay,
nervous.
and for those of you who just joined us while Anthony's pulling that up to show us, those of us who are YouTubers, some settings that can help our channel be more effective. Welcome to today. Again, this is going to be a casual live stream. It's not going to be like my formal live streams because I'm not repurposing this for podcasts. So this is about you. We're celebrating you. We're wanting to answer questions again about your any questions related to YouTube, podcasting, personal finance, or life. So please don't be shy. Put your questions in the chat so that we can answer your questions. And then once we go through a few questions, then we're going to do the giveaway towards the end of the podcast. All right, go ahead, Anthony.
All right, you have to share it one more time. So I'm gonna start over because we're gonna get this right. All right, so you want to go up to you on YouTube on your account. You go up to your account in upper right. You want to go to YouTube Studio. When you're inside YouTube Studio, on the left hand side, you want to scroll down to customization. Inside customization, you want to go to the home tab. When you click on the home tab, you want to come down just a little bit and you see where it says for you. You want to click on the more settings. I'm going to see if I can zoom in so you can see that. You want to click on more settings. Come on over to the more settings and zoom out some more. You want to turn this off when it shows Regency. Bring that down to recent content only, and that will actually help out the reach for your videos. So I do want to share that with everybody. I did that this morning, and I'm waiting for 24 hours because uh, it's going to take some time for it to kind of catch up and with the algorithm. But that's one of the things that, from a YouTuber perspective. But I mean, we got tips and tricks today. So
Yes.
on
Yes.
YouTube, money and everything like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Please ask your question. So I curated some questions from different episodes that I've done in the past.
mhm.
And one of them is, what's one piece of financial advice you wish you had known earlier in life? For
Mm,
me, Anthony, you can answer that too. But for me, what I wish I knew was that it's great to put money in my 401k. I was so excited. I'm putting money, I could see it growing, but that was all pre tax. That means anytime I pull it out, it's going to be taxed when I retire, which I am retired, but I'm not touching it. It's going to be taxed. And what if I had known before? I would have put a mix of um, after tax and pre tax, because then I could pull from my Roth IRA. Any money in my Roth IRA now is growing, uh, and no taxes will be assessed. So when you get your paycheck, whatever comes into your bank account, if you invest that in a Roth IRA, that money grows and you can pull it out. You can pull out what you put in, and you can pull out the growth without taxes. And I most of my money was in the regular 401k. And
yeah.
because of that, when I retire, when I pull my money from my retirement, most of it is going to be taxed. So you want to do a mixture, and of course there's more to that. You want to look at your salary, your tax rate, just that's just general information that I'm giving you. If you want additional information, or somebody to look at your portfolio, then I would suggest that you speak with a personal finance, um, a um, financial personnel.
Yeah. So I guess with the Roth, just to kind of let some people know, like the Roth only came out just in 1998, roughly. So,
Mhm.
so for some of you who are still new to that, don't beat yourself up. It's still a new concept. So it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I just want you to know, just be aware of when you are planning your retirement, you want to take tax strategies into consideration, and
yeah.
you want to make sure that you're doing a mix of taxable and not non-taxable, but taxable, and ones you've already paid tax on, and then ones you're going to be paying tax on when you retire, because you may think, oh, I have $500,000 in my retirement account. But when you retire, you probably only get maybe what, what did I say, 500? You probably get
Yeah.
450, because 50,000 of it may be going to tax. So just kind of keep those things in mind. So what's one piece of financial advice you wish you had known earlier in life?
One of the things for me is really trading in time for money. That's one of the tricks that I kind of wish I had learned sooner. Because when it came to what I mean by that is I should have actually read more books, went on and spent the extra dollars to buy a book, or took the extra time to go to the library and maximize the books that were available instead of being outside as much as I was. Thinking about it when I was a kid, like, yeah, you have fun, but I think doing back then I should have spent more time educating myself, not just
Mhm,
on the day to day life, but also like the how tos. Really wish I would have asked my mom, like, how did you afford this place? Why did you pick
mhm,
this place?
mhm,
More like, what are you doing for savings? Because for her, growing up in impoverished neighborhoods, it was more like, hey, have money like paper, which is like put money in books or put money between things. So like
mhm.
you hiding it from yourself, but it's not doing anything. And so because I didn't understand the concept of interest rates until I got into about eighth grade, yeah, because that's when we started talking about stocks and trading and everything like that. Because my teacher was really big into that. So he'll actually have the buyers on one side, the sellers on the other side, and then the moderators on the other side. Like, okay, now you got 5 shares, now you got to try to sell it to that person, and that person is. But they don't tell each other what numbers that they selling
Yeah,
on trading at. So they had to keep fighting that. So we actually had like a little mini stock market inside the classroom.
that's
Uh,
great.
yeah, that was in
That
the
is
eighth
great.
grade, but I didn't take advantage of that information. So it's like, like as I'm older now, I was like, man, I really wish I would have
Yeah,
did more into that. But it goes to like taking action on the things that you learn. But also, there's a time and like as I'm older now, I'm like, there's a time and a place to put into action the things that you were taught before. So even if we're doing everything now, we teaching you something or showing you something new. One of the things about having all of these opportunities is that we're planting seeds. So
mhm,
by the time you're ready to utilize it, you can harvest all the knowledge that we just embedded into you. And what's going on, JT Coins? And he has a really good JT Coins at Coin Rings has a really good channel. Actually, he's making rings out of coins, like dollar, like uh, money, currency, and he's making rings out of
mhm.
those. So it's actually he.
Wow, that's a cool concept.
Yeah, and he does a little bit of history behind the coin or behind whatever country he getting the coin from while he's actually making these rings. So you actually get to learn some little bit of history with that. So thanks for
Yeah.
coming through.
Oh, all right. Yes, and as Anthony said, we're sharing whoever asked that question, I didn't write down who it was. Um, it's great that you asked that question because now we're telling you we wish we had known this earlier. And so if you don't know it, now you know.
Yeah.
I had my last guest, we talked about she was versed on the personal finance things, but she didn't take advantage of her 401k and
Mm,
all the different insurances that her company offered. And so when she got sick, she had nothing. So these again, the passion that we have behind what we're sharing is because we've either experienced it or we've known people who experience those things, and we want to share our knowledge so that you don't go through and make mistakes that we made, make different mistakes.
yes. Well, I mean, that's where the learning begins, really. It's like, because I'm constantly saying this, and is that you have to work harder before you work smarter. Everybody keeps saying work smarter, not harder. But you have to figure out what the heck is going on before you
Mhm,
start implementing some of this stuff. So we are teaching you or showing you what is going on so that you can come off the rep working smarter, but we giving you the history on the reason why, on what we've learned from working
mhm.
harder so that you can kind of close that gap a little faster when you start diving into this. Because like you said, that Roth is a game changer, but also
Yes.
it depends on your situation, because
Yeah.
some people want to retire early, but then it was like, oh, I don't know what to do with my money, so they throw it in a Roth. But a Roth only caps out at like 7,000,
Hmm.
and that's
Yeah.
actually already taxed already. So then you got the extra, was it? It's up to 27,500 now
Yeah. I
for
think they
your
just changed
401k.
the yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
They just changed
2025.
the
And because of that, so that's another strategy as far as your tax savings haven. But if you don't care about your tax saving haven, then yeah, just throw everything else in the Roth if you got some extra money after you
yeah.
spent all your bills or whatever, because
Yeah,
it's
when you
already
think
just
about the
taxed.
people who are making the rules, though, they have investments, they have businesses, they have other stuff. So they're making these rules for the common man, so to speak.
Yep.
And um, you know, they're not making it with them in mind, with them, with us in mind. They're just making rules. Because if they really thought about it, they would realize that those levels that you're giving us, those limits, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, who can really afford that
Yeah,
at the end of the
yeah,
day? Yeah.
so, but that's what we have to live with.
Yeah.
So, another question was, what's the most common financial mistake people make during the holidays, and how can they avoid it? Well, I think for me, I don't know for my clients. I can only speak for my clients, and it's beating yourself up
Mm,
over overspending, because it means nothing. It doesn't do anything for us when we beat ourselves up because we overspend.
mm,
Basically, all we need to do now is figure out, why did we overspend? Do an analysis. Why did I overspend? Was it because of impulse buying? Was it because of I need to reciprocate? Somebody did something and I need just to know I'm adding them to my list or whatever. So, a couple of things that you can do is make a list of what you're going to do for the next year. What are you going to do next year? um, Put a list of those people's name on your who you're buying for. Throughout the year, you start looking at bargains, so that the Christmas rush and the all the excitement of Christmas and shopping and all the ads coming at you doesn't derail you, because messaging is designed to get us off track. All those messaging that comes, even thinking about the Facebook and all of those. Why are we on the platform? Well, why are we staying on these platforms when we know it's a waste of time sometimes? They're designed to keep you on the platform. That's why when you put a link to an external platform, they suppress it, right? They don't want you to get off the platform. They want you to stay, because they can sell you ads. They can do all these things. It's the same thing with the ads in Christmas. So if you are finding yourself um, overspending during the holiday, just remember you're not alone. Don't beat yourself up. Plan ahead for the next year. Make a list of the people you're actually going to buy for and stick to that list no matter what happens. Get an accountability partner to hold you accountable, to say, okay, these are the 8 people I'm buying for, and that's it for Christmas. Whatever you decide to do, and I'm only going to spend $200 or $300, whatever. Commit to that. And then if you shop throughout the year, then you won't get caught up in the Christmas rush, the Christmas quote unquote spirit. So, again, just don't beat yourself up, because we all make financial mistakes.
yeah. Oh, you ready for me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. So this might sound crazy, but just do something different. Because one of the things, like, I think I talked about it before. I love this. This is my Christmas tree. I am not putting up a full tree. I am not sitting around dealing with all the tentals and everything like that. No. I pull this out I bring it down here, put it here for whenever, and it sit here all year long. And then I'll bring it out on the holidays. And that's it. It's just a tree made out of bells. And the beautiful thing about it is that I don't have to do any other extra stuff. And when people's like, well, don't you like presents under the tree? I was like, well, I'll put this up on the mantle and
And you put
all
the
the presents
present
are
on
under the
the
tree. Right. So setting the boundaries and changing the way how things are, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. If you
Yes.
love the grand tree, go for it. Some people keep their trees up all year round, change it for all the different holidays. One lady I talked to, she said she only decorated one time. She unplugs it for the whole year, plugs it back in for the holiday,
That's
and do it
me.
again every
That's
year.
what
Right.
I do.
Because like, what's the point? And then so like you can create your own traditions. And I think that's what it is. It's like if people can sit down and understand, like think about why the traditions were set up in the first place for your
Mhm.
family. I'm gonna say for your family because everybody has different traditions.
Yeah.
And when it comes to dealing with that, do you have to carry on those same traditions? Yes, you used to listen to the music when you're doing all the cookies and everything like that. That's fine. you can possibly still do that. Or you like, you know what? We're traveling every holiday season. We going to another country and we're going to spend a week or two there. And that's
Creating
how we do
memories,
Christmas. Right.
creating memories. Yep. Yeah.
So, you gotta do what's comfortable for you and what you like to do. Because taking them trees down and putting them back, and because then you be like, man, I don't have any storage anymore. Then you got to get these totes. It's just a mess. To me personally, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty much a lazy guy. If the least amount of effort to get the maximal results, that's me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Once my daughter was old enough and they're not into, she's not into Christmas stuff as much, being out all the decoration and all that. I'm like, okay, because my daughter and stepdaughter was one who would put it up and take it down. I'm not doing all that.
Right.
So I just have my nice little corner in my little music area. I have my tree up, it's decorated, I plug it in, and at the end of Christmas season, I unplug it and it sits right there. And then at Christmas season, I plug it back in. It's ready to go.
Right.
That's my new tradition, right? And as Anthony said, we create our own tradition, so we don't have to get caught up in
Mm-mm.
the marketing folks telling us what we should be doing, and that's
Yes.
where a lot of us get in trouble because they tell us, "Oh, you need to do this," and if they'll show you pictures of other people having so much fun and other people doing all these things, and now we are equating that, whether we think we're doing it or not, we are mentally and emotionally attached to those pictures. And so we see those people behave in a certain way, and we think that means Christmas or
Right.
that means whatever holiday. So we need to do those things. I mean, I was driving through my neighborhood and I saw some really gaudy decorations. I'm like, ugh, huge things on the outside. I'm like, this is not pretty at all.
But that's what they want.
But that's what they want, and I'm just like, the bigger last year they weren't that big, and this year is like, can we outdo each other and bring bigger and bigger? Meanwhile, my Christmas tree's inside and my little wreath on the door, and I'm good.
Right. Because that's why I try to look at it. It's like, personal, like if I'm not willing to pay to help them out in that situation, hey, do you like
Yeah. Yep, yep. Hey,
yeah,
as I said, I'm a little bit different. My headspace is a little bit different when it comes to my money and what I spend it on. But that doesn't mean everybody has to do the same thing. But again, I work with different clients. I have two clients ready. I'm going to be meeting with, and I don't want you to hear me clearly. For those of you who are listening, I don't want you to get to the point where you're in pain and then you need help with your finances. That's my main thing. I want you to apply a little bit of something. We share something, and you're like, you know what? I could do that, and it makes an improvement in my finances. And just take it a little at a time because society already creates this mystique around personal finance and make it seem like you have to be this in order to be successful and do that in order to be successful with your money. I'm here to tell you that it all depends on you and what you want. Because at 57, I restarted my personal finance life.
there
Okay,
you go.
and 8 years, six. Let me see, 6 years later, I retired from corporate America. Okay, with multiple six-figure net worth. So it's not, and I could have stayed in and made more because I was making quite a bit of money in my last 4 years of my corporate life. Before that, I didn't make more than 80 something thousand dollars. And, I was in six figures the last 4 years. I could have stayed in, but because of my plans and what I did and was aggressive in saving and strategizing, I was able to move out of corporate America. So I'm sure not to brag, but to let you know that you can put a strategy in place to make what you do have work for you. And
Yeah.
you don't have to get caught up in, oh, you need $5 million to retire. My mom doesn't have $5 million. She's retired and she's okay. So and there are a lot of our older generation folks who don't have what the new gurus say you need to have, and they're okay. So what do you want? What can you do to get there? Work backwards. This is what I want. and how can I work backwards to get to what I want, or some of the thought processes that you might want to employ to see how you can get yourself moving forward. And if you don't have a job, what are some things that you can do to make money? Can you sell some things? Can you, do? There are so many opportunities online right now. So what is it that floats your boat? And that, do the disc test, do the enneagram, do some of those tests where you can figure out what you can do that complements who you are, complements your skill set, complements your strengths, and what can you do to make some money using that. And it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be, like complex is the word I'm looking for. It doesn't have to be. So, again, we are here to give you some tips, but we want you to take it further, find somebody, um, a personal finance person, an advisor, somebody who can help you. And it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to work with a personal finance person.
Well,
If you go to, in fact, if you go to findanafc.org, find, FIND, and AFC.org. I had it in my thing. I must have deleted it. Yeah, find and AFC.org. And I'll create it and put it up. And you can find an accredited financial counselor who is trained to help you with your budget, with your cash flow, the basic things. And they can help you look at the big picture, because sometimes we have more money than we think we do. We can help you find hidden money. I promise you, we can help you find hidden money.
find it all the time.
Yep.
All the time.
Yeah, let's see. We have a comment. Oh, okay. Find an AFC.org. Here it
Mm,
is. Yeah. Yeah. And we're all over the country.
yeah. So one of
Beverly
the
says
things,
my daughter leaves her tree up all year also.
yeah, because one of the things I was thinking about is like you really need to sit down and have a heart to heart conversation with your family. I mean, I know Christmas is literally 5 days away, but again, as far as expectations, I'm thinking of going forward because I'm sure most people should have finished all of their shopping already.
I
I'm not
haven't
a gift
started.
wrapper. Oh, you haven't started? Should have been finished. I got one more gift to
I'm
go.
only buying for my daughter. So, and gift cards are fine with her.
Okay, even better. So again, but you're doing active listening, and that's what I'm saying. Like having a heart to heart conversation of like, hey, what were those three things again that you said you wanted? And then like saying like, hey, I only can get one of those things. So just let me know what those three things are. And or you could say like, hey, do we want to do items or do we want to do experiences this year? Do something different. And I think that would be more beneficial, and you're already setting the expectations instead of having an
Mhm.
upset child or upset spouse or the person you really trying to do something for, and they just seem like they didn't really like the gifts, or they didn't seem like they really liked the gift at all. And the reason being is because active listening is important.
Yeah.
So having those tough discussions, I think definitely around the holidays is very important, especially with the furlough uh, for the government shutdown. Some people
Oh,
are impacted
yes.
by that. So you got to think about it like, hey, is Christmas going to be tight? You already bought the gifts, but you don't got the credit card payments to deal with. So how are you going to deal with that?
Yeah. And
With
it comes every
Christmas,
year.
it comes every
This
year.
looming
It's not new,
thing comes
right?
every year, and it's going to get worse over time.
Right.
Because now we have a business person meddling that don't know about government stuff. So it comes every year. So what can we prepare? How can we prepare for that?
Yeah. So, well, I just did an episode about this yesterday to prepare for this. Obviously, you got your emergency fund, have those tough conversations, and you can actually start pooling money together to strategize for going forward. Since I focus on the sandwich generation, it's like if you got your kids and your parents in the home, can y'all pool y'all money together to kind of make Christmas,
Yeah.
make it a memorable moment? But also, you gotta think beyond that in case the furlough goes longer or the government shutdown goes longer than the 72 hours. What if it goes on for 2 weeks? What are you
Mhm.
gonna do? So these are the things I want you to kind of think about during the holidays. It's very tough time uh, time frame right now. What's going on, Lisa? Thanks for coming through.
Yeah. Yeah, and I if anybody who's listening, whether you are going to we're listening now or you are going to listen to the replay, I don't know if you want to listen to the replay with us gabbing, because this is more like a hanging out kind of stream. But
Yeah.
if you are wanting to work let me put my website up. You can go to sevtalksmoney.com and work, and you'll find the work together and make an appointment for a free 15-minute consultation. Because listen, I am not going to take your money if I can't help you. I have a network of people that I'll send you to. Financial therapists, because sometimes it's not, you don't really need a budget. You don't need a money talk. You really need a mindset shift around your money. And so I can send you to a set of financial therapists. You can talk to them and decide who you want to talk to. But I want to get everyone, that's my passion. When I see things that if I could just get them to see a certain thing that could help them shift, I want to do that. And I can't change anybody's mindset. I can't change anything. Only you can do that. But I want to be a resource for you to be able to see that you have options. And that's the biggest thing I want people to get. You have options. I don't care if you make $1, you have options. And the society and the ads and the car places and the home places, all of those will tell you that you don't have options, but you do.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for. That's what Anthony's here for. That's what I'm here for, to let you know that you do have options. It may be a little bit unorthodox for you to get to where you need to go.
True.
But listen, all roads lead to New York. I may take a plane, I may drive, I may go on the bus, but I can still get to New York. And there's nothing wrong with all those ways. And that's what we want you to understand.
Yeah. And from to continue on with that is to have the confidence. And if you feel as though you don't feel confident in doing something, always reach out. Dr. Sabs, like you say, you have the scheduling call session. I have a 15-minute strategy session if somebody just want to just talk things through very quickly. Um, or even like how you're doing an AMA today. I haven't done an AMA on my show yet. It's been a while. Um, Maybe I
Yeah,
should do that.
this is my third one, but nobody's
Is it-
asking questions. What's
But-
going on? Come on, ask some questions.
well, the
I'm
people on my
using
show, I mean, I know my followers are familiar with most of this stuff. Because Lisa J Stock, she does a lot of stock portfolio. She shares her stories when it comes to how she got in the stock market, how she's doing, what trades that she's doing now, and what she's doing with her money and so forth. JT Money, he's been doing his business stuff for a while, so I'm still learning your audience. But I'll have to say that all of these strategies, there's so many because you were talking about retirement earlier, right? There's something called a 72T. If you guys don't know about it, just go to the irs.gov, type in 72T. That is actually a way to, for those of you who are 59 and a half or older, you can actually start dipping into your retirement account sooner. A lot of brokers don't like to talk about it because they don't get commission off of that money that you put into it. So the beautiful thing about having that particular tool in your tool belt is like saying, like, hey, you know what? I really don't like my boss and I'm only got 5 years left for retirement. Can I make this work? And then you just talk to the broker that's handling your 401k or your IRA or SEP IRA if you're an independent employer. You have those options. So you can actually sit out for 5 years and just do you, really.
yeah,
And then you got to take out your minimum distributions from that point. But
yeah.
you got options.
Yeah, the thing with us lay people is we have to find those things. The rich people are using the same codes, or
Mm,
wealthy people are using the same codes that of the IRS and other statutes. They're using that to make themselves wealthy because they have lawyers who comb through the codes and figure and show them how they can use it. We They're there for us too, but because we don't know and we can't not that we can't afford a lawyer. We were like, no, I'm trying to keep my money in my retirement, not pay no lawyer. Okay. So we're, we, when we find these things, again, Anthony just shared another tip. When we find them, we try to share them on our channels because we want you to know that they exist. So there are a lot of ways. I mean, if you have a business and
It's like
one that's
600
pretty
different
much,
ways.
yeah, it's like if you have a young person, in your a child in your household, you can have them, put stamps on envelopes and pay them. Okay, there's so many ways that you can um, reduce your taxes.
Well, we can I mean, if we talking tax, because this is the beautiful thing, the opposite side of when you have your money strategies in order. Now the world opens up to you because
Hmm.
you already have all the buckets, you have everything, you have your foundation laid out. When you have your foundation laid out, think about a house. It takes forever to get that foundation together. Like
Not
you
these
drive,
days, but I
huh?
know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Because it just takes forever. It feels like forever when they're building out the concrete and everything like that.
Yeah,
But next thing you know, you turn around, the whole house is up.
yeah.
But the beautiful thing about it, once you have all of your foundation, your financial stuff together, now you can start talking about, okay, how you going to save money? How you going to
Mhm.
make some money? Like all these different things. But originally, like for those of you who are still taking care of your kids or even planning to take care of your parents, are you really taking advantage of, the time you have now to go travel, to go do the things that you want to do before you actually got to hunker down and deal with, life, I would say. Because when your aging parent is living in your home, you really don't want to take that 2 to 3 week long vacation to a whole nother country when they there. Like, what is that communication going to look like? Who's taking care of them? How are you going to
Yeah.
pay for them? So these are the things that, you know, you got to have those tough conversations along with compounding on how you growing your foundation. Sorry, I was rambling,
Okay.
but
Yeah. No, I think we get it. I think we get it. I have one more question, and then I am going to do the giveaway.
alrighty.
And I'm going to share the rules. There are rules around the giveaway, and I'll share that. Um, let's see. The other one is, what's one fun or unexpected thing you learned about yourself in 2024? I already knew this, but I think I really, really realized I hate editing. My daughter always said, "Mom, that's a strong word, hate," but I hate editing. And because of that, a lot of my YouTube videos that I've done, that really I've done it in the format where I can repurpose it for my podcast. They're still sitting in a file somewhere, because I'm talking with an editor right now, because every time I think about editing something, I get hives. And because of that, I do a lot of live stream on my channel because I just, I think it's a mind over matter thing, but I just cannot stand editing. But the really the thing I think I learned about myself is that it is okay to not be okay. That other thing about editing is just, me being goofy, but it's okay to not be okay. There are many, many days when I have gotten up and I have something on my calendar. I have my phone calendar and my big old desk calendar. And I look at it and I'm like, I don't want to do this today. And I love to read. I read nearly 200 books a year. And and that's why I don't get enough sleep. But it's okay to not be okay. So if I don't feel like dealing with recording that podcast, I just say, you know what, I'm going to lay down today and I'm not going to record it. So it's okay to not be okay. And this is what I learned, because what I did is I burned myself out in
Mm.
2023 because I would push myself beyond my limits, doing all the things because I committed to it. I'm like, oh, I need to do this. So now I have a lighter schedule and I'm realizing that if I don't feel it, and I'm not talking about being lazy and just like, oh, I don't feel like doing that today. I'm talking about just not feeling 100% mentally, emotionally to tackle a project. instead of beating myself up and pushing myself beyond my limit, I just say, you know what, I'm not doing that today, or I'm not going to do that till this evening, or whatever. I give myself permission to say no to doing something that my body says, no, don't do that. That's one thing I learned.
I like that. Giving yourself permission is key.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. For me, pff, I still like podcasting. That's one thing I found out. Because the way how AI tools have helped out a lot, not just editing, but post editing has become fun again. And because editing is okay. Like I like that part of editing, but the post editing, I'm like, man, where could I do with this? What can I do with this content now? Can I make a blog post? Now I'm actually doing AI episodes on my show because of AI is available. And like, see, if y'all gonna throw out a whole nother episode, cool. It will help out the show that I'm putting out more content. Just on the RSS feed alone.
Mhm.
Not talking about just even on social media platforms. So that's one of the things that I found that has been really helpful for me. And one of the things I found out about myself is that I still like podcasting. I don't think I'm gonna give it up anytime soon. I'm still really want to see how far I can go and take this thing. So, but yeah, day to day, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good
Okay.
time.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I do too. I just, just the editing part. All right. So, and I would say Cast Magic. I just met with with Tiffany, and she showed me some other things that I can do with Cast Magic.
Tiffany
And
Grant.
yeah,
Okay.
yes, and pretty much once I put the only thing I can't do in Cast Magic is edit. Everything
That's
else
true.
I can get my newsletter, my
Mhm. The
my thank you.
FAQ and everything.
Yes, in
Yeah, I saw
fact,
that.
it actually creates such a breakout of things from the podcast that I can actually create a new show from
Mhm.
some of the notes that it generates. So I can create a newsletter, I can create a podcast, I can create a blog, I can all these different things that I can do with an my uh, posts to Threads, to Instagram, to LinkedIn. It can create all of those things. I just need to refine it in my voice, most of it is in my voice, which is taking from a something I've already done. So I am going to use it more in 2025. I'm going to add the process to my SOP, my standard operating procedure, so that manual, so that I know, okay, this is what I want to do once my podcast is done and I've uploaded it into Cast Magic. These are the things I want to get from it. And I already set up their custom prompts. You set those up. And once you upload your podcast, it creates all of those things. You don't have to create it every time. So
Mhm.
that's the beauty of Cast Magic.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could say my team. Uh, yeah. So my team is Eddie by Headliner. I have ChatGPT. I have Claude. I use Gemini. I use Notebook LM, and I also use the new tool. It's called Napkin AI as well. So I'm actually playing around with Crayon AI tool. It's Craiyon. So I'm playing around with that one, but I haven't used that yet. But another tool that I'm actually using that I just found out about this week is called Suno. Suno
Oh,
AI, and that one actually can generate your AI music. So I use the music side of the house for the AI generated podcast. So I get like some music in the background while you're listening to it because it does get kind of monotonous, and I'm
yeah,
falling asleep listening to it. So I was like, don't want my audience to do the
yeah.
same.
Yeah, I'm using some of those. This headphones. I'm using some of those too. I'm using some of those too. So I'm taking my time and learning AI. I love playing with technology. To help me with my podcast. It's just that in 2024, I've not been as efficient as I needed to be. And that's because I told myself I'm taking a break because I walked away from corporate at the end of 2023. Yeah, at the end of 2023. So I wanted to give myself some brain breathing space. to, because I work with numbers. I was an accountant, so I did a lot of analysis and all of that. So my brain was always on. So I needed some time to, you know, kind of give my brain a break. So I kind of gave myself permission again to take a break, so to speak. So I'm 2025. I am back full time on the feet on the gas. I just know that I'm not going to be recording two or three times every week like you did before, probably once a week or once every 2 weeks. And that's going to be my cadence. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So I am going to share the rules of the giveaway. And the first one is you must be 18 years or older in order to win.
What kind of gifts you
And
trying to
let
give
me tell
away,
you,
Dr. Sav? Like, what kind of
actually,
gift?
actually, let me back up and tell you
Okay.
what I'm giving away.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'd be helpful.
yeah, because I had $40 to give away, and I was going to break it up into four $10 because I expected a lot more people, and because we don't have a lot of people, I'm just going to do two $20 giveaway.
Oh, cool.
And after the if you win, then I'll give you my email. You can send me your email and tell me what kind of gift card you want, whether it's Amazon or something else, and I will send you. But there are rules, because I posted this all over social media, and I just don't want people to be here just to win. So there are rules. I want to make sure the people who are supporting me are the ones that are going to benefit from this. So you must be 18 years or older. You must be subscribed to the Dr. Seb Talks Money YouTube channel prior to December 19th, 2024. And I must be able to see that you are subscribed. So when I go into my subscription, I need to be able to see you. If I don't see you, somebody else is going to get that money. It is only open to US and Canadian residents. And the last one, which is very important, you must comment the word freedom at any time throughout the live stream for your name to be entered. So once you write the word freedom, it's going to go into the StreamYard tool, and I'll be able to turn the wheel, and it's going to pick a name. So I will not be picking the name. StreamYard will be picking the name. So again, I want to quickly go back over the rules. You must be 18 years or older. You must be subscribed to the channel prior to December 19, 2024. And I must be able to see that you are subscribed. It is only open to US and Canadian residents. And you must comment the word freedom at any time throughout the live stream for your name to be entered. So Beverly, okay, I see you. And I just want to make sure you're there because, as I said, you are my number one fan, and I really, really appreciate you everywhere I go.
You might just have to slide her one just because.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you,
Happy holidays.
every business I do, she is my first customer, my first paying customer. And my brother is not here. Oh, there he is. I was going to say he's not here, but he is one who always tell other people anything I'm having. He always tell people he is always here. So I'm glad to see that you're commenting. Sid, last time I did the giveaway, he won a $50 gift card.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So who else coming in? I'm going to give you another few seconds. And I think Anthony's going to do a giveaway. I'm not sure what your rules are, Anthony.
I don't have any rules.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just happy to give things away.
Yeah, so I'm going to, but you can enter too, Anthony.
Oh, so, well, this person, I want to support them. This is actually their first book. So I'm not sure if you guys have kids or not. This book is actually called Goals for Life by Christina Cardozo.
They have older, their kids are older. But
older?
my grandnephew and grandniece, my brother's son, have two young kids. So yeah.
I gotta well, actually I'm gonna do this one because this episode is gonna be dropping on the 31st. And so giving your audience as a first tip. This one is actually an advanced copy read. So, being a podcaster, you get early reads for books. This one is called The Power of Enough, Finding Joy in Your Relationship with Money by Elizabeth Herschel. So this one is actually going through the mindset and changing your mindset shift behind finances. And she goes way into this book, and a lot of the resources that she's utilizing are books that I've read. Dr. Sev, I'm sure you read several of these too. But the beautiful thing about this book, I highly recommend it. I enjoy reading it. Before we interviewed, and I just say it's such a great book. So that book I'll be giving away. It doesn't even release until January. So this is going to be as soon as it get released. I think it's January 10th when it comes out. But I'll put you in, do Amazon. Once it becomes live, it'll automatically ship to your house. You just gotta send me your address, and then I'll just put it in Amazon, and off you go.
Okay, so
and my code, I guess we can use the same code. I mean, I use the code wallet for me.
okay. Oh, I didn't set it up. So let me go
It's
into
okay.
let me
Because I think once you do one, you have to come out of it and come back in and do the second code.
So I'm going to share my screen, and I am going to share the giveaway tool. And there are 2 entries. So I guess I'll go ahead and draw. And the first $20 gift card goes to Sid. All right.
Congrats. You don't have like some sound effects for?
Yeah, and actually, you know what I forgot to do?
I got you.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
You know what I forgot to do?
What's that?
I forgot to do this. Hold on. I gotta show off a little bit. I forgot to say, these are the rules.
Love it.
So these are the rules. All right. So, Sid, let me give you some confetti.
All right, let's give a round of applause.
So I'm going to go back over there. I'm going to share. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I removed it.
I like the confetti though. I need to get that.
Go back.
Add that to my stream.
All right, so let me present again. Oops, I need to present.
Finding all these technologies.
Well, I guess I can just go ahead and give Beverly the other one, because she's the only other she's the only other entrant. And
Beverly can get this book.
Yeah.
Because she's been here since the beginning.
Yes.
And
yes.
I know my fault, like the people who came from my channel, I know they usually don't participate anyway. It's okay.
Yeah. So Sid, you get $120 gift card, and I have your. Let me see.
Beverly, you get this book.
Yeah, and Beverly, you get a $20 gift card, and you get the book.
Yeah.
So it is very appropriate that you get the book and the $20 gift card, because again, you are my super fan.
And it also has in here like money memories. So you getting like a lot of, like, it's a workbook and a book all in one almost. So
yeah, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love when things line up.
So send everything to Dr. Sev as far as like your address. And then, or I would say you don't even have to do an address, because from security purposes, I usually tell people send me the closest Amazon locker. So if you don't want to get out your address, just give me the locker name, and it will say like Robin, or it'll be like Butch or something like that. It'll just give you like a little name. And once you tell me the name, I can look it up and it'll just send it to that particular locker. So Amazon lockers are great for those. Actually, that's a tip for the holiday. Okay, that's a life hack. Utilize the Amazon lockers if you do not want porch pirates stealing your stuff. Okay, let's get it.
Yeah, yeah. Let's say that again,
Oh,
okay? Yeah,
go to the
please.
Amazon locker. When you go to order your products and tell your friends and family, like, hey, send me the locker name that's closest to where you live and send it over. I've done it for multiple of my winners who won books throughout my show all this year. So please take advantage. I highly recommend it.
Yes. All right, so we are going to wrap it up, and I don't know where the rest of my folks are.
Uh,
Maybe because I usually do them at night, in the evenings, but I wanted to do it in the afternoon so that people like in the UK and so on could join. But I guess it didn't work, so I need to go back to my 7 p.m. sessions. I guess. Um, so I want to remind you again to please follow the Dr. Seb Talks Money podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And what I didn't share before is here are some ways that you can support. This microphone right here um, was, in fact, Beverly contributed to
oh, good.
the Buy Me a Coffee. I have a Buy Me a Coffee. If you go find Dr. Seb Talks Money, Buy Me a Coffee. And she was one of the contributors to be for me to be able to buy this microphone. So that's one way you can support the channel. If you go into the description of the any of my YouTube any of my YouTube videos, you'll see the link for Buy Me a Coffee, and you can contribite there. Buy a cup of, I don't drink coffee, so I buy me a cup of hot
You buy
chocolate.
things.
It's like $5 per, I think it's $5 per contribution. The minimum is $5. And another way that you can support the channel, if you're looking right now, you will see a button that says join. You can become a member of the channel. There are 2 levels, and you can become a member of the channel if you would, or if you are so inclined. You can always cancel your membership. There is no, you have to be here for 6 months or any of that. So you can support us that way. Another way that you can support the channel is when the ads, if you don't have premium, when the ads show up on the video, let the ads play. Um, During the video, before the video, after the video, let the ads play. That's another way that you can support the video, the channel.
See, you
And
fancy. I ain't there
hmm,
yet. I say you fancy. I'm not there yet.
yeah, yeah. So those are, I guess, what, 3 ways: the ads, buy
You
me
gonna
a
give them?
coffee.
You gonna give them some free options to support the channel?
Well, they're here. It's free.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah. Oh, that way.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Like, of course. Yeah. Like,
Dr. Said,
subscribe.
like, no, we need some money over here. Like,
Oh,
we
we do, because I need to hire editors. Because
there we go. Because you don't
as
want
I
to do it, right?
said, I need to hire editors. I need to hire some folks to help me make the channel more appealing. So anything that you can do, and again, the lowest tier is $1.99 per month. So you can join there, and you'll see the things that you get from joining the channel, and it's per month. And again, you can always cancel your membership. And again, let the ads run, let the ads play, and then on the podcast, please comment, share, rate the podcast so that more people will be able to see it. Did I miss
Cool.
anything?
No, I just dropped the link for my Patreon account if anybody want to support the show and the newsletter. Um, so I give shout outs to all my live shows for everybody that's subscribed to my Patreon. So just go to patreon.com/ about that wallet. I had 3 tiers there just to kind of help support the show. And also my newsletter. I send out a monthly newsletter with tons of information. But when you sign up for these tiers, you actually get workbooks and some downloadable content that you can actually take and utilize at home. So, I mean, if we talk about pay stuff, I mean, to support
Yeah, yeah. I have
support
a
our
Patreon
channels.
too, and they actually get a um a booklet
Oh,
of,
nice.
yeah, a booklet of recipes. I mean, of things that you can, meals that you can make that's on $5 and under per person. And you get some grocery tips and some other things. I haven't been promoting my Patreon as much because I'm thinking I'm going to go away from that and more focus on the YouTube memberships.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm going to be revamping my marketing. I am meeting with a coach from my Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to be revamping my marketing
Nice.
for 2025. And
Let's
I
go.
also got admitted into a program where at the end of the program, I get 2,000 towards my marketing. So I'm going to be
That's
going, that's why I
amazing.
said I'm going to go hard in 2025 because I'm getting these options to, to build my business. So
I think that's one thing we didn't talk about is what we plan on doing for 2025, but that could be
yeah.
another live show.
Yeah, that's because we talk about a
Yeah.
lot of
But
stuff and it's been over an hour, and people are probably not going to be coming back to listen to it.
right, right.
But that's okay because I got lots of views and that's okay.
Hey, I mean, if people come through on like, I mean, if people can sit through Shannon Sharp for 3 hours, I'm sure they can sit through us for like an hour and some change.
Yeah, and Joe
Yeah.
Reagan and all those guys, right?
Hmm. You know it.
Yeah, I put some what we call it chapters in so they can jump to stuff if they want to do that. All right, but it was great having you on,
Thank you for
Anthony,
having me.
to help me host my giveaway and celebration of my channel members, not channel members, my supporters across all platforms. I just don't know where they are. They didn't show up.
It's okay. The ones that really mattered are here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, take care, and I will see you guys. I may do another show before the end of the year, but if I don't do that, I'll definitely see you in the new year. So have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy holidays to everyone.
All right. See you guys.